lunatic anti-Semitism, okay? So I don't know Dan Bilzerian. I don't know anything other than, oh, apparently, I know who he is.
Let me tell you what that is. That is, I'm not a fan. I'm not going to be a fanboy.
Did put his life on the line to protect the country and serve in the military. And so he has that angry response about what happened with the USS Liberty because...
Okay, so we're coming back to this point of this episode of TYT. I broke down into two because, there's a lot of bringing up of people and there's a lot of things that are said, but I think that it's important that we deal with all aspects of this conversation.
Because he thinks about himself, he thinks about the people that he served with, his friends and peers that he served with. And so I totally understand his righteous rage. I mean, I thank him for saying what he's saying, because remember, this is a conservative podcast, right? And usually conservative circles are more rah Israel no matter what compared to the Democratic circles or liberal circles. So
yeah, look, the premise of the debate was a little off,
which is absolutely hilarious when she says that, by the way, that that's something that people know about conservatives or whatever, but it's weird that that's part of the checklist, right? It's so part of the checklist that somebody told me I wasn't a conservative because of my stance on this whole situation. Right. So what? When did so I didn't know that made it to, when did that make it to the checklist? When did it?
They're debating whether Dan Bilzerian and Candace Owens are anti-Semitic or not. But you got to separate out those two things, because my issue with Candace Owens isn't that she's against Israel's actions. I'm against Israel's actions. No, my problem with her is when she says there's a small group of Jewish people in, Washington and LA that run the country, et cetera. That's like classic anti-Semitic tropes. And then, somebody's got to ask her this. I don't know if somebody has or not, but she liked to tweet saying that Jews drink the blood of Christian children. So if she meant that, and that's not some sort of accident, that is totally unacceptable.
My issue with Candace Owens is that she's also muddying the waters, because I was talking about muddying the waters in another episode, where she's doing this thing where, like, oh, it's not these people, it's that people. Like, I understand there's a whole history. She could have stayed not stuck. She could have stayed, more focused on the political aspect. We don't need to go into the cultural history necessarily, because to be honest, there's part of me, I learn about a lot of this stuff now, but, it doesn't, how do I say? It doesn't change my daily life. So the full history on it, I don't think is actually necessary. And I think it might even be overwhelming for some. Let us talk about a foreign nation that is in serious power. And I'm going to show you Donald Trump talking about it too, by the way, so that you don't think it's just me. Okay. But let's talk about that. Why don't we, stay focused on these current events, right? Because if you can't talk about it in reality because you're too scared or whatever, then just, leave it alone. I'm so sincere. Like, thank you for opening up the doors. We'll take it from here. I'm so sincere. By the way, guys, if you do like these videos, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It
has nothing to do with Israel. That's just nonsense, lunatic anti-Semitism, okay? So I don't know Dan Bilzerian. I don't know anything other than, oh, apparently, I know who he is and stuff, but I don't care about him. That's not the point, right? The point is Israel, the government of Israel, doing the right thing or the wrong thing? Should we keep funding them? Should we keep giving them $4 billion a year, $26 billion recently? Especially after they not only slaughtered 40,000 Palestinians with it. Even if you don't care about the Palestinians, first, you're immoral, but okay, fine. But even if you're past that, why are we paying them to slaughter?
So before we get to that, which that is the point, right? But I don't like that whole, I want to talk about that, what he just said about Dan Bilzerian. I don't know him. I don't care about him. Let me tell you what that is. That is, I'm not a fan. I'm not going to be a fanboy. I have discernment. I don't care what this guy says. Everybody likes him, but, I'm above that. Maybe we can just, hey, give someone some credit for opening the doors to a conversation, right? Like I said with Candace, I think she's muddying the waters, but thank you for opening the doors. We'll take it from here. It could be the same thing for Dan. And guess what? He's putting himself out there to talk about this. He's been illegally removed from the board of directors of his company. So obviously he's taking some hits. So it's like, the person's not asking for thank yous, but then for you to say, well, I don't care about him. Like, Nobody's saying that he, did some huge thing, but unfortunately in our country, here in America, it becomes huge because we know the implications of what happens with a discussion like this. Why should it be like that? And that's the reality, right? So, and then coming back to the other thing, look, okay, tropes this, tropes that. I have heard Cenk say some horrible things about Christians. Him and Anna Kasparian, they devote episodes to Christians, okay? It's all good because I wish I could go on their show because I would love to have a healthy debate about Christians and all of these tropes, right? I'm not, I'm just saying, I would love to do that. But nobody gets all up in arms like, oh, this is anti-Christianism. Subjective things or maybe things, historical things, I don't know. But, it just kills me that you can devote many episodes. I should really, cover a few of them, right? About Christianity and how this new Christianity, it promotes hate. How dare you? How dare you, right? But hey, it's all good. Because I expect it. I do it as a Christian. I'm waiting for it. I'm so waiting for it. Sorry, I know I'm on a tangent. I'm so waiting for it. I'm waiting for people to come and say that it is my fault about what's happening in Palestine. Yes, that because they want to protect other people and other groups so much. I'll leave it there.
Slaughter Palestinians.
Okay, so then that takes me to the final clip of this debate. And you should watch the full debate. It was lengthy, right? And obviously we don't have time to show you the entire debate. It would take up the whole show. But here's one more clip where the funding Israel question comes up.
But with zero accountability, that means, Adam, in 100 years from now, we're going to go, well, guess what? They did it, and who cares? Because they're our allies, so they can get away with murder.
So there's dozens of wars going.
I'm sorry, I know I keep stopping this. I can't help it because this I actually wanted to say before. It's always 30, 40 years from now, we're finding out. Now, 30, 40 years, people can talk about the USS Liberty. When it happened, our president, I think it was Lyndon B. Johnson, who made sure nobody brought up what happened. They covered it up so much, right? But now we could talk about it. Thank God there's still some survivors, right? Where we're not so Johnny-come-lately to this situation that all of a sudden everybody's talking about, right? That a lot of people didn't know about. And then you get other people who say, well, who cares now, whatever. No. We should have been, it should have never been pushed under the rug, if you will. What kind of country? Okay.
Going on all around the world.
Yes.
Why aren't you talking about
who's the closest ally? Because Adam, my tax dollars are going to what's happening over there in Gaza, Adam. And if you've been keeping toll of the death count of children and everything, that sits on my mind. Because at what point is that going to stop? So when is that going to end?
What other wars?
And by the way, again, wait, let me guess. Because I said that, I support Hamas and I hate Jews. Is that what it is?
I don't want to see any deaths of anybody.
Come on, man. But the numbers are staggering in the other way. When is that going to stop?
Good luck in this position you're taking, because all you're doing is aligning yourself with Iran.
Oh, here it is. See, and that's it, because you always have to have take a side. Adam, how about this? America, I don't know how hard this is to understand. I am us first. I don't give a about Bibi Netanyahu. I don't give a about Germany. I don't care about France. I don't care about anybody but the United States of America first. Once we're secure, then we can go talk to other people.
Then, Vinny, unfortunately.
I like it. Then we can go talk about other people. Adam is an absolute loser for what he just said. The numbers are very much staggering on the other side. I mean, we're going into a year of this. Can we now talk about it, right? Like, yeah. And so because you say that, right, because all he said was, I don't want to fund this. Oh, you're supporting Iran. Well, wait a minute. How am I talking? Well, what? How did it turn into Iran? Which is exactly what they wanted to turn into. Like, it's hilarious because I remember when October 7th happened and Ron DeSantis took to a bullhorn and told people to go get Iran. Okay? Fascinating the way these neocons act. Insane.
Unfortunately, you're a child.
Okay,
because
Adam,
every grown-up country has allies.
I never said allies.
Partners.
Adam,
yes.
Once you served in the military, then you could talk all to me about being a child.
I enjoyed that, Cenk.
Yeah. Look, Adam's point is ridiculous, and it's so childish. I mean, you want to talk about childish. I listened to the whole spiel about, well, now you see, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So see, we have enemies, Iran, and he lists like a bunch of Muslim countries, and we hate those Muslims, right? We hate them, right? And they hate us. So, and Israel hates them too. So that's why we love Israel. You know why half those Muslim countries hate us? It's because we support Israel. Because the Israelis have been occupying the Palestinians for 57 years and crushing them and humiliating them in front of the whole world and rubbing their face in it and saying to the 1.6 billion Muslims in the world, there's nothing you can do about it. America's backing us. And if we ever get into trouble, we'll just send them to kill you, okay? And besides, America, send me more money. I'm busy killing Muslims here. And then those countries.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh because he does get unhinged, but this is the one time I do appreciate. He says, "Send me more money." Like that's man, it's crazy. Like there's a lot of things this guy says where I'm like, man, he's tripping right now. He's literally right about exactly like, bro, like this is how it goes. It is. It's ludicrous. In fact, it's embarrassing for America too. By the way, it is. It is, right? Because our soldiers are not defending our borders, right? They're busy defending other borders. They've done it already. I mean, how many soldiers have we lost getting involved in the Middle East when we really didn't have to? My rhetoric is starting to change, guys. You'll have to excuse me, but it's, like I don't understand. I don't understand how people can not see it for what it is. This isn't good for anybody. And look, let me do the thing. Let me help. I know a Jewish person who went into the army when the whole, 9/11, Iraqi invasion, all of that. This isn't good for any American. This isn't just about, oh, this isn't good for us, but this is only for the Jews. No, it's not. It's not good for any American to get bamboozled into thinking that they are defending these shores here, these borders here, by going all the way over there. And then you find out by Douglas McGregor, who says, this is Douglas McGregor who says that Israel is, troops in Syria are tripwires for Israel. I didn't say that. Colonel Douglas McGregor did. So we have plenty of Jewish people in our army. I don't want any American going over for anywhere else but America. So, there's just no other way to have these kind of conversations without it turning into some sort of confusion.
If you go back 15 years or even less, the strongest lobby in that sense in the United States was Israel. You couldn't say a thing about Israel, Christian or Jew. You couldn't say anything about today. It's like under siege. You look at AOC +3, you look at these people, the way they talk about it. And then you see Schumer, who's become a Palestinian, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's actually become like a Hamas agent. Schumer, how did that happen?
Let me ask you about that. You see the outbreak of anti-Semitism in our streets.
Yep.
That wasn't happening when you were president, but
it didn't happen when I was president.
But you signed an executive order extending the Civil Rights Act to cover Jewish students and their free speech, which Jewish students are using now to defend themselves in these Ivy League colleges.
We did a lot for Jewish people because we were able to, turn that tide, but now it's turning back. And Biden does nothing. How a Jewish person can vote for a Democrat, but specifically somebody like Kamala, she wouldn't even meet with Bibi when he was, he came over, he's the prime minister of Israel. He's in a war. We're heavily invested in that war. People are dying. October 7th was a horrific day, just horrific. And now you see people that are picketing, they're saying no such thing ever happened.
I just can't take it anymore. Like everything that I thought was true isn't. So the point that I'm making by showing this is just so you see, this man is look, man, I don't hate Trump, man. I don't. I'm just having a hard time with him right now. He praises how strong the Israel lobby was and says that it's not as strong anymore, as if he's going to come back and make it stronger. Like what is the plan? Because he's criticizing people about the Israel lobby. Then he's excited about the executive order that he signed, for civil rights, towards the Civil Rights Act with Jewish people and everything. Watch this. I am a black girl telling you to abolish that Civil Rights Act. Okay? I've been saying it for a long time. It needs to be abolished. The Constitution can serve and defend every American citizen the same way. There should not be a single protected class in a country that calls itself free and has a constitution, in a country that tells you you have a right to defend yourself, in a country that has laws for criminals. Abolish that Civil Rights Act. And then we can maybe start getting some order around here. Maybe we could start from somewhere. I don't like pandering to any group of people, black included, gay, Jewish. I don't care. I don't like it. Talk to the American people. I've had it. I'm so sick of it. I really am. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'll see you guys at the next one.